Hello friends, today we are going to see how to rename a property using Python in ANSA's window. Uh, First we will understand our scope of our work. So today we are going to take a CPU model and the same kind of CPU component they are getting again and again for analysis with the parts placed somewhere from the position which is initial. So they are changing each and everything from one place to some other between the models, and based on the CPU capability, they may have 8 fans or 10 fans and 2 boards and 2 hard disks. Okay, so these are the things commonly we encounter in electronic schooling. So the thing is very clear that since we are going to work with electronic schooling, we will commonly have a motor and a hard disk board and transformers. So like these parts are coming again and again into the picture of analysis. So whenever you take about a motherboard, since because of its processing, it just produces a heat. So within a CPU it is producing high heat, so it is a heat source, and we need to give a high priority for the regions nearby this motherboard. So likewise, if you see SMPS, so SMPS is a is heat source with a low priority order, whereas if you see hard disk, it is not at all generating any heat. I'm assuming, but if the hard disk goes to higher capability, then it will also have a fan to evacuate the hardness which is produced within the hard disk for the operation. So however, in my case, I am assuming that the hard disk is not at all generating any heat, just it is absorbing, and it is being in the atmosphere, so it may do heat transfer with the atmosphere. So this is the case that I am assuming. And if you come to fan stator, which is not at all moving, and when you come to fan rotor, it will rotate at some RPM. So while you set a servo conditions, you need to have you need to define a rotating reference frame, which is moving reference frame, we can call it as. So for creating MRF and all, you need these fan stator and fan rotor regions. So likewise, if you go to transformer, so this is a high heat source and high priority, and outer cover which is exposed to direct radiation. So these are the parts which we are having, and these are the things which we need to consider as a CAE when we know the naming. So even if we run a simulation, after that, if you want to show the result only in the high heat source regions and high priority regions, simply if you go and type HSHP in PID to filter out high pressure high heat source with a high priority regions, will be easily get to you without any more work. Like you no need to search everywhere, since the PID itself will contain these keywords. It will be very useful to set solver boundary conditions, whether it is a MRF, or you can actually, as a demonstration, for a demonstration purpose, I took a CAD model which just contains only 7 PIDs. So for each PID I am having some technical properties. With that technical properties I am going to lead my project in a less time. So this is my scope of my work. So but in practical you need to understand that you will be having n number of parts within the transformer itself, and within the outer cover you may have a right left like that you may having, and in the right there may be some vent holes like that. If you see, we have our CPU model, uh, and these are the properties. You can go here and click motherboard, hard disk, fan, rotor, smps, transformer, outer core. Okay, everything okay. So the thing is, I am getting again and again the same kind of component, and um, I want to add these kind of prefix and these codings depending upon the name of the component. Every time I have to do like that in order to make the post processing and solver settings. So what I am going to do is, now I need to add. So go to properties, and then if you click motherboard, and then if you double click, you can do hshp underscore motherboard. So when you type like this it will change, and if you filter out hshp, so it will be easily accessible for the user if the name contains hshp. Like this only in post processor also we can filter out our concentrated entity, and likewise in solver also. So this, for this purpose only we are going to operate, but as of now I will undo my work. Okay, so this motherboard I can manually rename like what I just shown, or otherwise you can rename, just go to name and right click over there, and within a modify you can just pass whatever the name to be added. hshp needs to be added in front of my string which is earlierly present. So I have selected only the id which is 4142, and for that one PID I am just giving some string before uh, before this old one. So and one underscore also. So now also the name changes. So you can append this hshp in the in the back also. You can try name modify. If you put a dollar in front of it, this means your old string which is just your PID name, dollar symbol represents, and this is going to be what going to be added. hshp in front of it, put an underscore. Yes, it's working out. So in this way you can add, and if you want to replace some characters, then just go to here and type sub ifm, and then within the parameters you just pass first thing you need to pass is your string. The next thing is what characters of your string needs to be changed. So just copy. This is what I am working is motherboard. I want to change this board and replace it by just a word x. So this is my target. So I am just pasting whatever that I need to replace board. by simply X. I want to rename. So in this way you can do PID renaming manually, but if you do so, you have to do it every time when a CPU model changes or some new CPU arrives. So you no need to do this kind of things again and again, since all the CAD models which is coming to us is commonly having motherboard, hard disk, fan, SMPS, transformer, outer cover. These are being a common. So why don't we make such a function which understands the name of the component, and from the name of the component uh, it will add something in front of it which will helpful to engineers to give a good product in a least time. So we are going to implement that idea. So I am just opening my script editor.